Imagine.
I would imagine.
Imagine. Imagine.
I imagine.
I imagine.
Imagine really means to think about the possibilities.
Imagine a future without homelessness.
Imagine means to me everybody has a place to live that they can afford.
We just play the John Lennon song for a bit and then let it go. And
there had been information out in the community that the department had been created. There hadn't been any movement with regards to finding someone to be the director. And so it kind of took me by surprise, to be perfectly honest.
What I'm so impressed about people that work in state government is that they truly believe in the mission. They made decisions in their lives to make less money in order to assist people.
And it just seems like being able to provide that service in whatever way you can make just a tremendous difference in people's lives and the benefit of our community.
Seeing the sheer joy in somebody's face who was homeless, who now has housing, is one of the most rewarding things that I've ever experienced in my life. I was in the home building business for 30 years, but as I tell people, I think people were happy with the homes that I built, but today they cry because they've never had decent, safe housing before. In my life, I had so many advantages as a young man. If I failed, it was my own darn fault. Well, what I've learned more in this job than any other time in my life, how disadvantaged people are in our community.
I've never had the situation where I or anybody in my close family did not have a decent place to live, and I just took it for granted until later when I realized how really a great gift that had been. And it just seems like being able to provide that service in whatever way you can make just a tremendous difference in people's lives and the benefit of our community.
We had this family, a couple on our waiting list. During that time she was on the list, unbeknownst to me, her husband had died. And then her house caught on fire. She did not even call to tell me that these situations had changed. She was living in a tent on her property. We purchased a brand new home for her. We went out in the community because she had nothing. We furnished her house completely. I stocked her refrigerator. We decorated it, and I let her in, and she walked in, and she had a castle. A brand new mobile home, completely furnished, and it just changed her life. And that was one of the greatest things that we ever did with the help of the Department of Housing for the money.
Everybody needs a roof in Arizona. We had a lady recently in Bullhead City, living at 115 degrees outside, 110 inside. No air. So we're working on hers. But to be able to help.
You don't realize what you have versus what other people don't have sometimes. And it's just very important for us as an agency to continue to go out and see those stories. If we're talking housing rehab and fixing up people's homes and making them livable, and then fixing up the neighborhoods and doing sidewalks and adding lighting for safety or whatever the case may be, it makes a complete picture, a complete community. Certainly without the Arizona Department of Housing or the CDBG program, we wouldn't be able to do a lot of these things.
I call it affordable housing religion, and I don't know if that's, appropriate. Once you get into this work and you see the benefits of what it does for people's lives, it makes such a difference to house people adequately. It nurtures their soul, their body, their family.
So many people come to tears talking about you know, their first new apartment that they get to live in with their family.
You know, I think Arizona right now is doing a heck of a lot more than it's ever done in the past with fewer tools and fewer resources, which is just remarkable.
Watching people's eyes light up when that aha happens, like, oh, this isn't a 6-month or a 1-year program, this is my home. Those are happening every single day.
Every time I'm able to participate in somebody moving into their apartment for the first time, they're all unique, they're all special.
How you serve our folks is really the bottom line, and I think they work miracles every single day. I think they work miracles with very little money. And it's because they too are passionate and caring and step up to the plate and are mission driven.
And this individual had a painting on his wall he let me take a picture of. And it was a picture of a guy hitchhiking on a road out in the desert. Not only was it a great picture that he painted, but what's really special about it is when he explained what it was a picture of, was saying that life is a journey, right? The hitchhiker on the road to him was symbolic of the fact that he's not there yet. That even though now he's stable and now he's housed and he's met all those metrics that we measure for success, he still has a journey to go. Blissfully, his journey is to give back to people that were in his situation. Again, he was training to become a case manager. He was training to do outreach. He led AA groups and worked with other people like himself.
As long as people experience homelessness, none of us are successful. We are all connected. And so my prayer is always that as a society and a community, we will recognize that. So I'm not successful as long as there's people out there who are homeless. I get really upset when someone looks at me and goes, "Now, Carrie, you don't really think we're going to end it, do you?" Yes, I do. But you have to care as much as anyone else, and you have to understand that whether you work in this field or not doesn't matter. You are part of the community we all are part of, and until we raise everyone up, we have not accomplished why we're here.
We all do better when everyone is doing better.
And that's why I don't want affordable housing to be that side of the tracks or this side of the tracks. I want it to be all around the tracks.
I can't think of a business I'd rather be in. I've been in it for 40 years. Managing affordable housing can be difficult, challenging, but extremely rewarding. I recently was at a restaurant out in Scottsdale, and I heard someone call my name. I looked up, and from behind the counter was a young lady who had gotten a scholarship from the apartment owners years earlier. She reminded me that she was 12 when she won a calendar contest we had there at the property, and 17 when she won a scholarship. Now she's becoming a dentist. That is a big reward.
We've received about 3 letters from folks that stated that they were in a situation where they no longer needed the housing and they wanted us to allow someone else to have that hand up and to have that subsidized housing, and so they went off the program. That's always a good thing. That's what we're here for. We're here to help them through a situation, sometimes a rough situation, into a better situation.
We have aligned ourselves with that private sector to make this as smooth and easy as of a process as it can be. That in itself has benefited everybody down the line, including the homeowner at the end. Because if it's easy and can move efficiently, then people will want to participate, and if they participate, everybody benefits. And with the stagnant wages and increasing rents and high student loan, it's hard to save for that down payment. And so there's many people who are renting that have very good credit that can afford a mortgage, and often the mortgage is lower than their current rent. They just can't move forward.
We went through and did a full rehab on the house, pretty much ground up. We just saw their bill this last month. It was a 75% reduction. So they went from $12 a day to $4 a day. That's amazing, because that's 75% more that they can spend on food, medication, things that are really necessary to survive.
The impact that energy has on affordability. It's something that sometimes is overlooked, but it has a huge impact on housing affordability if you have high energy bills.
I mean, there's nothing more gratifying, I think, than to see families move into a home from an apartment or from substandard housing and actually have room. The children are doing much better at school generally. There's so many things that happen as a result of that family unit being able to have their own home.
The partnership of the Department of Housing overseeing the HUD production and installation has improved to such a point where consumers are now satisfied.
We've come a long way. I don't know if you remember the first housing forum that we did 14 years ago. Do you remember what happened?
I think there was a rodent running around the big conference room, and that had some people pretty nervous for the first forum, I believe.
Yeah, we were in Prescott, and a little field mouse ran in the back door, ran right straight to the ballroom, ran up to the stage, and ran back and forth on the stage, the bottom of the stage, while Henry Cisneros gave our first keynote speech. So we've come a long way.
Everybody looks forward to seeing everybody else, talking about their projects, maybe catching up on best practices.
The thing that really works for us is all of our partners. Those are our arms and our legs. The Department of Housing couldn't do what they do without all of our partners.
There's a lot more awareness now of the impact that affordable housing has on a local economy and a local community. We are national leaders, ourselves and our partners, in terms of housing rehabilitation, weatherization, rapid rehousing, energy efficiency. We have made a lot of progress. We have housed a lot of folks that used to be on the street.
We just have to be flexible all the time, and with our products and with our programs, and that's one great thing about the Department of Housing is that we can be flexible.
Thank you for all that you do.
Happy 15th anniversary.
Feliz quinceañera.
Happier
I want to wish a big happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, Arizona Department of Housing.
I'm going to be excited to see what you do in the next 15 years.
Happy 15th anniversary.
And yes, happy anniversary, happy 15 years.
Wow, 15 years. Who would have thought 15 years ago?
Happy 15th anniversary. Happy 15th anniversary.
Congratulations, ADOH. I'm glad I've been part of the run.
I hope you have another very happy and productive 15 years.
Happy anniversary. I've known you guys for 25 years, I think it was. 30 years.
Happy anniversary, Department of Housing, for 15 years. We love you and thank you for all that you do.
Imagine far more than you have, far more often than you do.
I imagine a well-educated, affordable housing industry.
I would imagine a state where we don't have affordable housing properties with waiting lists 1,000 people long.
So imagine working class people being able to move into their own home at a monthly payment that's lower than what they might be paying for an apartment.
Everything is possible when we all work together.